So, Sir Bunyag, here, I will be absent. Ladies, I was not able to come to school today because I will be absent for the next 2 weeks because of chicken pox. And of course, I don't want to be spreading virus. Nonetheless, I will be helping you to review for your midterms on Friday. So, 2 things. Remember the midterms on Friday. We will be working on how to validate arguments using a Venn diagram. And number 2, how do we validate arguments using a truth table? So remember, ladies, yung sa Venn diagram, very important we identify the conclusion. And from then, sa conclusion, we identify the subject and the predicate. The subject is a minor term which is part of the minor premise, and the predicate is the major term which is part of the major premise. Eventually also, from then, we will be able to identify the middle term and then the mood of the statements, and then eventually validate our arguments using a Venn diagram. So, ito yung example natin. Okay? Yan. So, meron akong kasama na nagtitake ng video ko. So, yung ating example is all animals are mortal. Every dog is an animal, therefore every dog is mortal. So, yung first thing we need to know is to find what is the conclusion. So, yung conclusion natin dito, therefore every dog is mortal. Okay? So, every dog is mortal. The subject there is dog. Tama? Subject is dog and mortal is our predicate. So, if the subject is dog and the predicate is mortal, well, pusa yung dumaan, yung dog is our minor term and mortal is our major term. So, if that is the case, we now find our major premise and our minor premise. Every dog is a mortal, again, is the conclusion. Subject is dog, predicate is mortal, minor term is dog, major term is mortal. So, what now is our minor premise? Our minor premise is every dog is an animal. Okay? Every dog is an animal. That's our minor premise. Our major premise is all animals are mortal. Okay? So, let's label. So, mortal is P. Dog is S. Now, what is our middle term? Our middle term is animal. Okay, clear. Now, let's identify now the mood of the argument. So, we begin with our major premise and then our minor premise and then our conclusion. Our major premise, ang kanyang mood ay all animals are mortal. A. Every dog is an animal. Well, that's also an A. And then every dog is a mortal. That should be A. So the mood of the entire statement is A, A, A. Okay? Clear? So pag kinuha natin siya A, 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 let's now check the Boolean equation for A, A, A. That's S not P equal to 0. S not P equal to 0. S not P equal to 0. Now, substituting for our major premise, that would be M not P equal to 0. Our minor premise, that should be S not M equal to 0. And then S not P equal to 0. Okay, clear? Now, our Venn diagram. Okay, S, P, M. So first, M not P, that should be M not P, that should be shaded because it's equal to 0. Okay, and then S not M, that should be also shaded, that is this area. S not M. Okay, now let's check. That should be S not P equal to 0. So that's this area. S not P must be equal to 0. So that should be technically shaded. So the entire argument is a valid argument. Why? It's valid because this area, which is S not P, is shaded, therefore equal to 0. Okay? So let's have one more example. No patron of fast food are health food addicts. Consequently, none of them are connoisseurs of fine dessert, since all connoisseurs of fine dessert are health food addicts. So our conclusion is, consequently, none of them are connoisseurs of fine dessert. That's our conclusion. Now, when we say none of them, what do you mean by them? So that would be no patron of fast food or no patron of fast food or connoisseurs of fine dessert. Yung them dito, it refers to the patron of fast food restaurants. Okay pa ba yung aking tagahawak ng camera? Anyway, so going back, none of them are connoisseurs of fine desserts. So going back, our conclusion is none of them are connoisseurs of fine dessert. Technically, none no patron of fast food or connoisseurs of fine dessert. That's our conclusion. Now, so our subject is them. Our predicate is connoisseur. Okay? So our major premise should be all connoisseurs of fine desserts are health addicts. Okay? Our minor premise is no patron of fast food are health food addicts. Okay, clear? So going back, no, all connoisseurs of fine desserts are health food addicts. We label P, connoisseurs. No patron of fast food, S. Okay. Now our middle term is health food addicts. Now, let's now look at the mood of the statement. Our major term, all connoisseurs of fine desserts are health food addicts. That is A. Our minor premise is no patron of fast food are health food addicts. That is E. None of them or no patron of fast food are connoisseurs of fine dessert. That is E. So let's apply our Boolean equation. S not P equal to 0, SP equal to 0, SP equal to 0. Now substitution. All connoisseurs of fine dessert should be P not M equal to 0. Minor premise S M equal to 0. And then SP equal to 0. We don't change yung conclusion. Now, our Venn diagram. Okay, first, SPM, first major premise, P naught M, that is this area, equal to 0. Okay. And then, SM, S, which is also M, must be equal to 0, so also shaded. Now, our conclusion is the S that is also P must be equal to 0. So, this is that area. S and P shaded. So, technically, this is a valid argument. Ayun. Okay. So, we rest. That's the first part. Thank you. We continue later for our truth tables. Bye!